Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas Lim from Team Rêve D, and today we will be actually introducing two items. So as you guys can see in the introduction video, one of our team members from Team Rêve D Malaysia, the team leader Jay Liu, has been testing out these two items, that is the spring and of course the front solid axle. So front solid axle, very straightforward. We'll go into that right now as I have a clip for me installing that front solid axle on my chassis. So before we go into the installation and of course the explanation of the spring, so don't forget to click the subscribe button if you guys are brand new, and of course like this video if you felt this video is very helpful for you guys. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the front solid axle. The front solid axle, I've actually made a video, a pre-made video on how to install this, so I hope you guys do enjoy the clip. Let's roll on to the clip right now. Alright, hello everyone. Today this is the simple installation step of the front axle. So when we talk about front axle, we are actually talking about this. This is basically the offset that we call hexagon, and we actually put it in the front. So usually we don't need this anymore, but for today we have something really special. I have one side actually already installed. This side is actually the old parts that we're going to take out, and let's put it aside. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. This is basically the new front axle from Team Rêve D. So very easy input from the hex, so you can actually change the hex without any hassle. The size that comes from here is basically 4.0, right? So if you want to change it and make it into a 6, you guys can do so by adding the 2, but if you guys want to add on to the 4, and you guys can do so, that is the 8 in total. So if you compare to the old one and the new one, you guys can see there's a huge difference between the old and the new one. So usually it's a very easy install process. What you got to do is you put in your designated hex, then after that you slot in right like here, okay, and then take your spacer, basically just a smaller spacer, and then insert the screw. Make sure the round base is on top before you insert the screw. So the differences between this, why we put spacer, is because it will not disturb your bearing. So the screw, even no matter how tight you tighten this part of the screw, it will still not affect your bearing, and it will not disturb the part of your bearing. So it's a very easy and simple process. See how much I tighten it, and no matter how I tighten it, it will still spin, and you won't have any issue there. You see, it's a smooth hex, and the thing that I like about this, it's lightweight, very lightweight. You can feel there's no weight towards it. It's very nice. If you want to change it, let's say you want to change it to 2, you can do so, and then here you go. Very easy installation. So I'm going to put on 4 for both sides, and I'm going to put on the other side just like that, and we are going to do a test, a spinning test, if I might say. Just a quick spinning test for you guys. So from now on, you don't need to tighten your screw for your hex anymore. You can just change it, and it's very easy. Usually last time you have this screw right here, but now we don't use it anymore. Very easy process of installation. Right, so here is your final product that's done. Now we do a spin test. Smooth. No matter how much I tighten this, it's still smooth, guys. Of course, the bearing you have to service. Make sure your bearing is smooth as well. This bearing has not been serviced for a very long time, but if you guys see, if I continue pushing forward, just an example, it's smooth all the way, very smooth. I like the front axle that made by Team Rêve D. Very fantastic job. So I hope you guys did enjoy the clip. It has been a very tremendous, awesome job by Rêve D. So much easy to install, so much easy to change your offsets and your hacks. So much easy right now. So the next thing we actually want to go about is about the springs. So the springs right here has actually been installed on my chassis, and we have the box right here. If you buy the spring box set, it's going to come into your front spring that is in the middle, and then you got your two other springs for the rear. And then it comes in right behind. They have a Japanese instruction and an English instruction. So you guys do not need to be worried about not understanding Japanese, because it comes in English manual. So very easy. The first thing is I would like to explain about the front springs, about these two parts. So if you guys can see that this springs is actually facing up. So if the springs is actually facing up, the dual coils is actually facing up, you will have more action. But if your springs is actually facing downwards, you will have less action to actually be played. So recommended on P-tiles, alpha surfaces, carpet, you can definitely use on the top as well, no issue. So there is a recommendation in the instruction of using the top or either the bottom, and you guys can actually check which is recommended for you on the instruction manual. So for the front damper, if you guys are using a big bore, meaning Yokomo big bore dampers, recommended oil is 100. So that is the recommendation for the front. Let's go to the rear. So on the rear side, you guys can see based on this instruction, let me explain a little bit. So for the rear dampers, this is actually based on your weight and of course on which hole that you use on your damper hole for your lower arm. So for your lower arm, you will have three different kind of holes. One in the outer, middle and the inner. So you guys can actually weight yourself how much is your weight of your car, and then which kind of hole that you use, and then there's a recommended springs that you can use right up here. So the chart has actually been given and has been really helpful when it comes to installing your dampers for the rear. For the rear dampers, if you guys are using a Yokomo big bore dampers, the recommended oil is also 100. If you guys want to use 150 to 200, no problem at all. As long as it depends on your weight and of course of which hole that you use on your lower arm dampers position. So overall, it has been a very phenomenal chassis. You guys can see if it's installed very right with a very recommended oil, you guys can see when you press down, the rebound is there. When you pull it up, is there as well. Same goes for the rear. Same goes for the rear as well. So if you want to check your rear, so if you put in the recommendation oil as what we stated, 100 and 100, it will definitely feel like this. So it will have a very nice effect, especially when it comes in rolling. It will be really nice. But of course, for this spring, you have to complement together with the retainers. So retainers has recently launched, and you guys can see I've actually installed the brand new retainers right here. So please stay tuned for the next video as we will be explaining about the retainers. We will be explaining about the front retainers actually. So after we are done with the front retainers explanation, we will do for the rear. And once we explain for the rear retainers, we will be explaining this, the motto from Rêve D, the absolute motto, the 10.5 and the 13.5. So stay tuned for more videos. So I want to give my thanks to Team Rêve D, especially from Ken Ong. for actually giving me an information that I could share with you guys, and I can't wait to share much more information that I have actually learned from Kent Ong. So this is all the information that and the feedback that is actually given by Team Rêve D, especially from Kent Ong. So I hope to see you guys for the next video. If you guys are brand new, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and if you guys want to share some love, please click the like button, and don't forget to turn on your notification post, as you won't miss any single newly upload videos about Rêve D products and explanation, and of course feedback. So I hope you guys did like this video. I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye bye.